Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Let's get it on! Come into the ring, step into the fire, see what you want, baby. If your heart has desire, and get out, get knocked down, and get out, get knocked down, and get up, get knocked down, down, down. Deathmatch Russell Podcast, 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 Deathmatch Russell Podcast.
And good evening, everyone, and you're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. My guest at this time, it's been quite a while since I've talked to this guy, and it's good to have him back on the podcast. The one and only Deathmatch wonder of the world, JC Rotten, and owner of Pro Wrestling Trainwreck, as Pro Wrestling Trainwreck presents Southern Sickness Cup 2021. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. How you in?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Just keeping busy doing podcasts, interviewing everybody.
Yeah, man. I think the last time we got to talk and chat was the last Southern Sickness Cup in 2019. So
I believe that was it. Yeah, because I was just that's right. We had audio. Remember, we were doing podcasts with the audio, and I didn't have video.
Yeah,
software.
Now you're all fancy and got the banner in the background and the video, and
I know the music and the TikTok music. Yeah. Actually, is that pretty cool? Actually, a guy actually created that. He did it for like $20. He was like, pick random people and make songs. So I was like, let me just see if he could make a song about me. About the podcast. So So and if you listen to it a little bit, doesn't it sound like the Hardy Boys kind of?
Yeah,
kind of
just a hair. I thought heard a little bit there.
Yeah. But what's going on with you, man? How you been? Pretty good.
Good, man. Just we took a pretty much a 16-month hiatus.
Yeah.
After the last sickness, literally the plans were starting in motion to bring Trainwreck back.
Right.
March of 2020 or whatever it was. We were on the ground, and we're talking to some venues in Memphis, Tennessee, where we originated from.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic, just came and shut everybody down.
I know. It was like
so we took
chill
time, and then we were slated to come back in November of 2020. And then that show ended up not happening again because of the pandemic. The county where we were running literally went into the red zone like a week before our show.
Oh, wow, man.
Yeah, and so the November show, we sold like 105 tickets, I think, up front or something like that.
Yeah, you did. I saw. Yeah.
Somewhere around that area, and the health department in that county only gave clearance for 25 people total in the building, like completely between staff, wrestlers, and fans. So there was just no possible way of running in November. And then we were fortunate enough to be able to come back in March with Wrestling's Middle Child. And man, we've kind of just hit the ground running now. Like, people are starting to get behind what we're doing, believing in this vision, believing in this, no pun intended, this little engine that could. We up until March, we never had sponsors. We never had
No.
backing. We never had anything. It was always just myself, Tori, and Eric. And
Tell you
Eric
what, JC. Next one that comes around, let me know. I'm sponsoring you guys. Take care of
awesome,
you.
man. We appreciate that.
We'll get you on get your logo out. Get you advertised for the next one. How's that?
But yeah, man, we would love that. And it's crazy because Eric has kind of taken a step away from being an owner of Trainwreck, and he's more of an advisor and someone that I call to bounce ideas off of and do a little booking meeting through. And so now it's just me and Tori, me and the boss lady, and she. I'm sure a lot of people that listen to your podcast are familiar with how Matt and Chrissy are. And so that's a very similar situation to me and Tori. Matt, is the one that puts things together in H2O, but everybody knows Chrissy's the real, the real boss around there.
And that's right. I was just thinking last time, actually, you were down there. What the heck was the last time? Oh boy, you were down there for a show, weren't you? I can't remember. I don't know I don't think I was there for it. I missed it. I think I probably missed it.
I came down in November and wrestled Chondo.
Yeah, good old Chondo.
Yeah, man. What a dude. I love that man.
He's he's on your card, I believe it. So
yeah, man.
Good dude.
He earned his spot in Southern Sickness by beating me. So he had a tall task ahead of him, and then he came down in April for a death race for blood, and picked up the win against Dale Patrick's. And that's no easy feat.
Dale's a tough son of a bitch. We know it.
Yeah, man. Dale's a guy that's been grinding. Dale's a guy that's been doing it.
Yeah.
And now Chondo goes into the first round of Southern Sickness with the other half of the Young Dragons and Josh Crane. And those two crazy guys are gonna do barefoot. And the funny thing about it is I'm very much how Ian is. I will never ask my guys to do anything that I wouldn't do. Yeah. And I told them because Chondo asked me to do barefoot.
Chondo's done it with Connor with Connor. They've done a lot of like hypodermic needles, and they messed around with me. Yeah.
Chondo has a weird fascination with stuff going into his feet. But Chondo asked to do it, and I approved it through Josh. Asked Josh if he was comfortable to do a barefoot match, and he agreed to it. So that it's something that unless I'm asked by the talent.
Oh yeah.
Put somebody in that situation.
No.
But man, like I was saying, up until that March show, we never had sponsors. We never asked people to sponsor our stuff or give us money for anything or whatever. And the sponsorship thing really just kind of came out of the blue because Deathmatch Love Letter, I believe, was our first sponsor. And then Match Cigar Bar in Jeffersonville, where my wife works, they decided to sponsor us. And man, it just kind of kicked off from there. Like more people started to get into it.
I don't know why I never hit you up way in the back. When it first came around, like, hey, and you're more, even I don't make the trips as like I used to, but I will eventually, God, I missed. Yeah.
It's crazy, man, because we, we're a week out from the show and we still have people hitting us up to sponsor matches.
That's good. That's good.
And tickets are still
and shout out to the soap company. She's awesome.
Yeah, man.
So,
she's
a great. She is. Yeah.
They hit us up. Bloodstorm Pro hit us up, who has their next show at the H2O Wrestling Center, August 29th. Plus Matches back for us. Deathmatch Love Letters back for us. Tim Tilby, who runs Lupus Warriors of America, he's back for us. Deathmatch Worldwide, who is like blowing the hell up right now with their support and their love for deathmatch wrestling, and us guys and girls that do it. Selling these T-shirts, man, and it's a wild ride, man. I spent last week. I spent 12 hours in the car going to pick up light tubes.
I've seen the pictures. I've seen. It's I'll tell you what, man. JC, when you go to you go to some place and you find them, you're like, oh man, this is jackpot.
Well,
This is like, it's like those fans that bring them. Like I'll never forget the time like Drew actually brought some to a show. Our buddy Drew, the photographer dude.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like
And
like
it's
my God, but yeah.
it's funny how the light tube situation came about,
Mhm.
because we had like 300 or 400 before this big run happened.
Mhm.
And I was looking around on Facebook,
Yes.
and like I Facebook Marketplace like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on there like every single day,
Mhm.
all the time. And
Yeah.
I met this guy through the marketplace, and super nice, great
Mhm.
human being. And we me and my right hand man Corey traveled to Illinois, and it was like 3 hours and like 45 minutes from our house.
Yeah.
And we went up there, and I started to explain to the guy, because he was like, "What are you gonna do with all these bulbs?" And
Well.
so I started explaining to the guy, what we're doing, and him and his wife started looking up, and they were supportive and thought it was cool. And this guy like gets pallets of stuff all the time, and he's basically
Mhm.
become our light tube guy now.
That's
Um,
awesome. That's
so
really yeah. That's a hard That's a
in
good business person.
in the first one we got like, I think we got like 700 something, and the second run we got like 600 something.
Yeah.
And he's working on finding us more for our
Mhm.
upcoming shows.
Mhm.
And then on Friday before sickness, the day of the show, we're
Yeah.
going up to pick panes of glass up from another person that we found.
Mhm.
So if the people that are like really heavy into glass, that just really love glass and
Mhm.
glass death matches, like Southern Sickness is the tournament for them,
Mhm.
because we are
Yeah.
going to use a shitload of glass.
Yeah. 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 It,
It's something that I've worked very hard on
mhm.
for almost a year now.
Mhm.
And I'm one of those
Just the
guys.
way, just just the way to put the structure up and just create and be creative. It's just amazing nowadays. Like you look. I'm sure you just saw like a couple weeks ago. A Game Changer with G Raver. You're like, holy
Yeah,
shit!
man,
Look at that!
absolutely.
Look that brought like wow, like Japan style, like G Raver's brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I sent Raver a message
yeah,
after the match, and was like, dude, I've seen a lot of shit in my
but
25
that
years.
yeah. That
I was like,
reminded
that's one of the
like a Japan over like the old CZW like way back,
yeah.
like
I told Raver, I said that's one of the best death matches I've ever seen.
it really was. It
It was
really
so good. It was so the
it was
violence was
crisp.
there.
It
The
was very
storytelling was
crisp.
great.
It was crisp. It was like
Yeah, man,
something that
it was great.
we didn't. I never seen something like that until like we look back at tapes and we're like, holy shit, stuff like this is. And the mind's like G Raver has that like that urge, and it's like I bet you Danny. That's one of Danny's ideas too. It could have been like just in the blood.
Yeah, man, and right now
Mhm.
I think we're in a great spot with deathmatch wrestling.
Absolutely.
Uh, you know, we are in this. I guess I would say resurgence of deathmatch wrestling.
Hmm.
Very early 2000s. People are
Yeah.
interested in it. People are bloodthirsty. They want they want the violence,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
H2O does their stuff, and then
Hmm.
obviously there's us.
Yep.
Horror Slam does their thing in Michigan.
Hmm.
RPW is another group that does some good
Hmm.
deathmatch stuff. I just saw Dale and Josh do some fuckery there.
Hmm.
Um, and then you got the big dogs, ICW and IWA and GCW, and doing their thing.
Hmm.
There's blood back on TV wrestling.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
I personally
Yeah.
cannot watch AEW,
Hmm.
and that's just me. I watch my friends. I'll watch
Yes.
I watch Kingston. I watch Marco Stunt. You know, those guys.
Exactly. I know we support those guys. Those are people that are doing pretty good, in which the attitudes are perfect for the scene. You know, it's
Yeah,
just,
man. And I,
yeah.
you know, I just think, you know, even with the lackluster explosion at the end, you know, who would have ever thought we would have seen a death match advertised on television? You know,
Yeah, a faulty one, but yeah.
yeah, you know,
but
you
yeah,
know,
they took that to the ideas and whatever the owner, and but then they realized, all right, John said it. This wasn't what I wanted. You know.
right, and I think, you know, I like I said, I think we're very much in a resurgence of deathmatch wrestling.
Yeah, and now that's going to make us think like what's going to happen when Nick goes 1-on-1 with him. You know.
Yeah, you know, and
Let's. Yeah.
on top of it too,
Yeah.
you know, the Nick Gage Dark Side of the Ring episode comes out next week.
Yeah.
And obviously we've only seen bits and pieces of it so far, so there's no telling how exactly he's going to be portrayed or how deathmatch wrestling is going to be portrayed. But I mean, even if it somehow is portrayed negatively in that light, there's still going to be people that go, "Oh man, that's cool. I've never seen that before."
Right.
That new eyes are now going to be on all these products that do, you know, deathmatch wrestling. So it's, you know,
that's a good eye. It's a good, new eye for people.
Yes, it's
to
new
spot.
eye, you know, and you know, Gage should be proud of himself for that, you know, in the sense of turning his life around, coming back, being the fucking king, you know, making his life so interesting that people want to do a documentary about him. You know, Dark Side.
He was on hot. He was even on High Spots this weekend. Come on, like that's awesome. That's pretty awesome. You know, those top name merch companies. You know.
You know, he's my dad and I actually had this conversation not too long ago. Nikki is the most polarizing figure when, as soon as he steps through that curtain, you know he's there. You know, there's some guys that walk through the curtain and, you know, you go, oh, yay. But Nick is a different animal, you know, and you know, same thing for like guys like, you know, Murdoch, you know, when that very first line of Murdoch's music starts to drop in, people know it's the Duke. You know, same thing for Schlack. People know it's Schlack. Like, you know, so there's so, and then on top of it, you know, you have young guys like Akira and Nolan. You know, Bam Sullivan's on the rise. Like,
yes, Bam Sullivan.
There's so many. Right now, we have such a good mix of veteran talent that is going to usher in this new generation of deathmatch wrestlers, you know, and there's guys like myself who are in the middle of those generations, you know, who have learned from the older generations and who have helped bring the new generations in. You know, I was one of Warren Vight's first real death matches. And now, you know, he's one of the guys. You know,
he's killing it. I know he's killed it.
Dudes. And I'm so grateful to have him in this tournament. You know, and not just because he's one of my best friends in wrestling. You know, but because he's one of the most talented people I know.
He is
in the deathmatch world. You know, so deathmatch wrestling, I believe, is in very good hands right now. You know, you have the old guard that is there to protect what we do. And then the young guard comes in and steps up the game, and you know it's just this great mix, man. And I feel that with Southern Sickness, I wanted to make it different, you know. And
I saw you add some. I was reading like the flyer. It said like fans do something, pick the weapons, or you have some sort of idea like they could pick the round of weapons or whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah. So the there's technically 20 official entrants in the tournament. And then there's 4 people that are vying to get a spot in the tournament, essentially. And fans bring the weapons 4-way, you know, getting the fans involved in it. You know, everybody loves a good fans bring the weapons match.
Gotta always. That's always been. That's she'll never go dull moment with that. Come on, everybody
But
knows that. That's a. Mhm,
we took I feel we have such a great mix of kind of the all stars, the
mhm,
veterans, the rookies.
mhm,
We have such a good and unknowns. The Carver of Cutter's Alley has never done a death match before.
mhm,
But he's ready to bleed. He's
mhm,
ready to go in there and throw down with Nolan. You
mhm,
know,
mhm.
Otis Kogar.
Casanova. Yep, Casanova Valentine. Come on.
Otis Kogar is one of those guys in that four way. Otis has
Mhm.
been doing it for a hot minute, but dude wants his spot. Satu Jin
Do it.
blowing up on ICW, but dude wants
I
his
know.
spot. Insane traveling all the way from Texas.
Mhm,
Who is a primarily a luchador wrestler.
mhm.
But he wanted his taste of the action. He wanted his taste of Southern sickness.
Yeah.
So it's it's a very eclectic mix of
Mhm.
talent ascending upon Connorsville, Indiana next week. Um,
Yeah.
and like you said, Casanova Valentine's in it, Orange Vite, John Wayne Murdoch, Akira,
Mm,
Carver, Nolan. There's so many people
mhm,
that are coming to do the damn thing.
mhm,
You know, and man, I cannot be like more elated, more excited.
mhm,
And the more people are getting into it, the more it's pumping me up. The more I
mhm.
see people talking about it, and the more I see, the more people want to sponsor, and the more I woke up
Mhm.
today and there's
Yeah.
2 more ticket sales. Like it's
Yeah, and you said sold. It's like, come on, no.
yeah,
I'm gonna push the barrier. Hey, yeah. Hey,
and it's
you know.
and it's great, man. Like I always, people that come to my live shows or people that watch our DVDs, our MP3s, our MP4s, or whatever. You know,
Mhm.
we. I always tell people don't I don't run professional wrestling shows to make money. It's not my
No.
livelihood.
Nope, it's a hobby. It's a hobby. It's a fun
My
thing that you want to do. Yep.
my wife. My,
Oh, lag.
it's my release of you know everything that I've learned over the years. It's being able to help
Mhm,
guys. Um, you know, like Marcus Mathers. Marcus Mathers' first match in Trainwreck was Aaron Williams. You know, 2-time TPI
mhm.
winner. You know, 7-time
Yeah.
IWA World Champion. You know, it,
Mhm.
it he
And Mark's getting he's getting himself noticed now, and that's which is good. You
and
know.
then his next match he wrestled Gary J.
Mhm,
It's he's another one of those guys that has a world potential, same as Austin Luke. Um, I have a
mhm,
very strong relationship with Matt Tremont, and
mhm,
using the H2O students and getting the H2O students out there and getting them out on the road.
mhm,
Um, and man, that's what Trainwreck is we just want to be that place where guys can come.
mhm,
We are very much early 2000s IWA Mid South in the
mhm.
sense of you are going to see high flying, technical wrestling, a brawl, some comedy, blood. You're gonna see it all with us.
Would you love to eventually also bring that to the East Coast? I'm sure that's
Oh
gonna come.
yeah, man,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I know. Yeah.
We
With
a
yeah.
little I guess insider trading here is I've already been in talks
Mhm.
with Tremont to do some stuff up there.
That's
Um,
good. That's
you know
good. I'll
we
be there. I'll definitely be there. You
we
know
uh
that.
we want to get some stuff going and get on the road
Mhm.
and do some fun
Yeah.
stuff. And man, it's
Mhm.
wild.
It is.
Last last sickness in 2019
Mhm.
was like the most stressful weekend of my entire life.
Mhm.
Um, because we had so many cancellations and
Mhm.
fans just didn't believe that we were going to pull it off. A
Mhm.
lot of people said, "Oh, this show's going to get canceled. This show's going to get canceled." Because at
Mhm.
the time, anything over a 16-man tournament in like the course of like 5 years or something got canceled.
Right.
You know, so people are like, oh, this isn't going to happen. This isn't going to happen. This isn't going to happen. And, you know, we made it happen. And we lost a shit ton of money, but we made it happen.
Yeah.
And now we walk into next weekend with pretty much the entire, you know, budget pretty much covered, besides like a couple, you know, ins and out things. But man, it's a great fucking feeling, you know, that people are just, they're excited about this, and I'm excited to give this to them. I cannot wait for people that cannot be at the show to see the pictures or the clips or whatever from the finals, because everybody knows what Glass Jungle is going to look like in the ring, but they don't know what we have that's going to be on the outside of the ring. You know, we've come up with some crazy little contraptions and stuff, and I wouldn't say little. We've come up with some crazy contraptions that we're going to be using. You know, and the finals is the most important match to me, not just because it's the finals, but it's for Vic, man.
Yeah, Vic.
And Big Vic was my biggest supporter and my dad's biggest supporter, and Vic loved what we were doing. He was so excited for Sickness coming up, and
I'll never. Do you, JC?
Is, the last
do you remember?
Post
do you remember?
Shared before he passed was a Sickness update.
I was remembering the time that actually we were all at the IWA show, you know, for the Nick Gage one, and with Cyclip Pay and everybody else, and he brought Homeless Jimmy, and the cart he was pushing the cart against the, you know, that was great. That was a great moment for him to like his moment. I could think of his time to be a fan, you know, just to enjoy something, to be a part of Homeless Jimmy's run too, you know.
Vic was such an avid supporter of wrestling and deathmatch wrestling and everything, and to be able to spotlight his name on the finals is, man, it's such a big deal for us. And I know whoever makes it to the finals is going to go out there and absolutely just, you know, just kill it in his name. And you know, but we're ready, man. Like all my guys are ready. Everybody's, you know, jacked up and
they're
ready
hyped
to go, and
they're all, you know, you're all hyped. Everybody's hyped.
I've gotten messages from Murdoch, you know, man, I can't wait for Southern Sickness. I can't wait for Southern Sickness. I got messages from Oren, you know, I can't wait for Southern Sickness. Can't wait for Southern Sickness. Guys that aren't even in the tournament. Cole Radrick, you know, is just in the scramble to open up the show, and he's excited for the tournament. You know, so it's like everybody's just so enthusiastic, so ready.
Cole's
you know,
Cole's been really, you know, Cole's really been killing it lately as well. He's just really showing who he is. Cole's pretty,
that's my guy, man. We've been friends since he was 13 and I was 16. When I was on the road doing shows, and I would wrestle.
Did I ever, JC? Did I ever tell you the time that he stayed at my house with the crew for a Game Changer show?
No.
Yeah. Him. Homeless Jimmy actually stayed. Homeless Jimmy, Murdoch, Reed, Cole, and Sage. They all stayed at my house.
That's awesome, man.
They did, because we were at the Game Changer show in Howell, you know, when they were in the Howell. But they just loved being secluded, you know, just running around, just enjoying themselves, you know.
But yeah, man, you know, like I said, you know, Cole and I have been friends since he was a teenager, and to see him growing and prospering like he is, and people talking about him in wrestling, man, it makes me so proud. Like
it was just a moment like we all had where he was Homeless Jimmy's out we're all sitting on the couch and just bullshitting, and he's talking about Corporal Robinson's girlfriend, and you know, the old crazy stories about the gums and whatever. We were all laughing, but yeah, it was great to see a kid who was just coming up in the business, you know, being trained by, you know, John and Reed, you know, one of the students, you know, and just coming to Game Changer, just show what he has, that one time, and then look where he is now.
Yeah,
He's like
man.
a full-time member,
Yeah, man.
roster member.
We're coming in hot for Southern Sickness to
Mhm.
start it. With a
Mhm.
scramble. Cole Radrick, Alice Crowley, Vincent Nothing, Bobby Beverly, Marcus Mathers, and Austin Luke. It's going to be absolutely wild. And then after that, we're gonna get into some violence. And man, like I said, everybody's pumped for it, man. Like our whole
Yeah.
staff, our whole roster. There's people that aren't even booked on the show. They're
Right.
coming to hang out, because
Yeah.
they want to see it,
Mhm.
and we all just love wrestling, man. We love deathmatch wrestling,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's what we do it for. And that's what I was touching on, a little bit ago is, I don't run wrestling shows because it's my livelihood or to make money. I do it because I love it. I love the guys.
It's a hobby. It's a hobby. That's what I tell
it.
people. It's a fun thing. You just grow. You're just a fan wanting to do. You just want to enjoy reactions from people's faces.
Yeah, man. And my thing too, and I'm very open about my mental health. I suffer from severe depression and anxiety.
Been there, done that. Had it.
I have mild OCD. So I want to give people that time. I want people to come to a place where they feel safe and they have fun. And that's what Trainwreck is, man. I just want people to come and feel loved and feel welcomed. And
have a tailgate outside and just enjoy
everybody together, everybody doing their thing. That's what Trainwreck's for. It's not about money. It's not about any of that stuff. It's about
just go see some beer, just drink some beers and watch some ultraviolence. It's it.
Man.
That's
old CZW, old IWA, where there was tailgating in the parking lots. There, everybody's drinking and smoking and having a good time.
Yeah.
That's what Trainwreck is, man. We're a party. We want people to come and just enjoy the weekend. And we made no secret of what hotel we were staying at or anything. All the guys are staying in the same hotel that it's our sponsor hotel that we put out online. Because we want everybody to be together. We want everybody to have fun. And that's
because you don't want the outside tourists coming in and being like, where do I go?
Yeah,
they'll be lost. Yep, bring them all into the same place that we all do. It's like
and we want everybody to have fun and be able to be around everybody and safe, safely, vaccinated and wearing your mask,
Yes, get your shots and be covered. Get your shots. Like I have my 2 shots. I'm good to go.
Yeah, man. I'm unfortunately I'm scheduled to get mine after sickness, but I'll be masked up that weekend and
Well, then maybe I might see on at a show coming to in June.
And
hopefully
hand sanitizer ready and everything else, but Indiana has taken away its requirement for mask, but we are requiring people to wear mask in the building for sickness. We want everyone to be safe. We want everyone to have fun. Don't need anybody catching no COVID or nothing like that.
I know, because we're all getting. I think we're getting. I think it's starting to come away now. I'm just hearing like stuff on the news, like New Jersey's starting to. We're now opening up our bars again. Now we're starting to let the crowds in. I think it's just a sign.
Yeah, man. And if everybody just, everybody does their part and takes care of each other, and everybody coming to sickness weekend is coming to have fun, coming to take care of each other, and this, dude, I'm just so excited for this. Like, you're the first podcast I've got to do since everything's been announced. And
really,
yeah,
I'm surprised, JC. Like, I didn't hit you up like early on. No, but it's like
I did one for Murder Death Kill Club. Their group on Facebook. I did one with them when I think like half the card was out, maybe the full card was out, but like not all the details and everything.
No, yeah.
But like now we're here. Now now we're fucking man, we're ready to go. Like,
and then which is cool, JC, because you could come back on here and talk about it after, so it's gonna be awesome.
Man, the funny thing is to me that we were like never supposed to make it out of Memphis. Like, the people of Memphis did not want us there. Like, because Memphis moved away from the blood and the the gore and everything, and it became very family friendly. And we had all the bullshit in New Albany happen, and Cornette jumping on us and everything else, and yada yada. And but man, here we are, and we've done it, and now we're going into next weekend with just some crazy,
just a winner. Yes, with a winner that's ready to go all the way.
And main event: John Wayne Murdoch versus Jake Chris. Panes of glass, mirrors, barbed wire.
Look at Jake. Just think about it. He was a guy who was just like a guy from like Rockstar Pro, and just like then CZW, TNA, and he just moved his way up, and just now he's doing stuff on his own.
And, man, and
that's good.
And Jake's one of the hardest working guys out there.
He is. He is.
And him and Murdoch are current IWA Mid-South Tag Team Champions together. So tag team partners collide in the final, and the main event. And then the match that I think I'm most excited for, that I think people are really, really going to talk about when this tournament is said and done, is Kevin Giza versus Orin Blight. Kevin Giza is a guy that people really should be noticing. I really, really hope that, Lauderdale or DeMonto or, somebody higher up, or, people that have pool in those places watch this tournament, because Kevin Giza is so good, man. He's so good. And I really think, even though Orin is really, really, really good, I think Giza may have the. And I was fortunate enough to wrestle Giza at the It's a Mystery Deathmatch show for IWA.
Would you put the word out to put the word out to him after the tournament to get him on my podcast? JC?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's.
Giza, man, when they call him all balls, Kevin Giza, he's all balls, dude. I originally, Lucas Jacobs was supposed to be in the match. Unfortunately, he's hurt. And Giza is one of Lucas's best friends. And I asked Luke, I said, who do you want to replace you? And he picked Giza. And I was so happy that he picked him. Because like I said, I got to wrestle him at It's a Mystery, and man, like, he just has no quit. He has no fear, basically. He didn't know what his match was going to be. Like, when we announced it, he was like, "Hey, what's Tokyo Death Towers?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Giant Light Tube Towers." And he was like, "Oh, okay." Like, he was ready for it. So he's another thirsty one. I'm super excited to get Louis back out on the road.
Good old Louis, I know. Fucking the old legend.
Louis and Bam is going to be a slobber knocker. I'm super pumped for it.
Yeah.
Reed Bentley makes his train wreck return when he takes on Casanova Valentine.
Well, that's going to be a hoss fight right there.
Bro,
tell you.
Every match that those dudes had, they have beat the tar out of each other.
I know.
If you put All Japan Wrestling and put it in a death match setting, that's a Casanova Valentine Reed Bentley match.
That's like the rejects versus the hooligans. Like just
it's dudes that are just like coming to fight. They're gonna beat the brakes off of each other. What more can you ask for?
But then you got a little honey badger there. Ooh,
Yeah, man.
good Neil. Yep,
Neil's gonna
Mr.
do
Danger.
his thing.
Mr. Danger. He's a Mr. Danger. I call him Mr. Danger. He's just great. Just does a lot. He's
Sawyer Wreck and Alex Ocean both make their train wreck debuts. Coming out of Florida, they had a pretty gnarly match at No Peace. And I'm super looking forward to see what they come swinging with, man. Because it's going to be again. I think that's another dark horse match of the tournament. It's a matchup that they're familiar with each other, so we're gonna get to see that here in the Midwest. Another match I'm super pumped for is Ruben and Akira.
Ruben's he's shown himself. He's
Ruben's
good.
a maniac, dude.
Yeah.
Akira's the same way. I took the chance on Akira in 2019, and he's been one of my guys ever since. So I'm very happy that he's in it. Him and Ruben's going to be an absolute war. And then I think what I would call probably the most highly anticipated match of the entire tournament is JJ Escobar makes his train wreck debut and takes on member of 440, current king of the death match, Eric Ryan.
Yeah.
And JJ has
has that character. Yes, I know everything. He's been hit by everything. He's a stunt man. He's a stunt man. He's a crazy man.
He's been hit by cars. I think even more deadly than a car. He's been hit by Schlack.
Firecrackers on Schlack. Yep.
Yeah.
Schlack and fireworks. Yep.
So Eric Ryan, I think, has a tall task ahead of him in finding the way to keep JJ down for a 3 count. That's the thing. Eric has the skills to beat him, but the big question is going to be, what the hell is it going to take to keep that guy down? He's a madman. He's absolutely insane.
He is. He is.
Bro, let me tell you this. Let me tell you and the entire, everybody listening to this podcast this. So I was hanging out with my dad. We do normally every Wednesday we do family dinner night. We all get together at my house and we do family dinner. And after the I think the last time we got together there was a Laker game on. So we ate, we cooked out and watched the Laker game and everything. And so JJ sends me the stunt list for dates, because POR is doing a stunt show. Day 2 is part of the VIP package. And obviously it's Ian in Ian's building. So I wanted to be respectful and run the list down to him and make sure there wasn't anything that, wasn't going to cause him any issues, moving forward. And so I start reading this list to Ian. Ian Rotten, king of the fucking deathmatch.
Yep.
That has done literally fucking
millions.
Everything. Flaming
ball. Yeah, everything in the book.
Fucking glass and
He's done it all in the book. He's done it all in the books. Yeah.
And I start reading this list to Ian Rotten, and he cringes. Ian Rotten cringes. So that this fucking stunt show is going to be insane.
Yeah. Right.
JJ has also said to me that this is his most violent show, that this POR's most violent show yet.
Since they've done the last, they just kill it, man. They just kill it. Oh my God.
And when you can make Ian Rotten cringe, that's saying something. When Ian Rotten says you're a crazy motherfucker, you're a crazy motherfucker. So I'm very, very excited to see him and Eric Ryan. They're gonna have a bunch of tube contraptions. They got like 6 TVs to break, and we ain't talking 24-inch TVs either.
No,
I think we have three 55-inch TVs, two 60-inch TVs, and a 65-inch TV for them to use. So it's gonna get wacky, man. I'm very much
I'm sure there's going to be I'm sure a couple cars will be involved as well.
Yeah, I'm super
banger uppers.
I'm super excited for this entire card, man. Thank you for letting me come on and talk about it.
Anytime, Rod.
And
Anytime,
everything, man.
JC.
It's been great, man. I'm super looking forward to this tournament.
I'm jealous I'm not there. I wish I could be there.
When it comes out on Smart Mark, I hope people, buy it and enjoy it, and we're putting our all into this, man. We're doing everything we can to make this an entertaining show.
Well, what do we have? Well, do our plugs here. What do we have here? Here we go. Bam. Yeah, all the handles for Trainwreck.
Right. Follow us on our social medias, and we just announced our next date, June 18th. Ways to Be Wicked. That was named by my 4-year-old daughter after her favorite Disney movie, which is Descendants. And she's actually helping me put together the show. So starting her off early.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. It's
on put matches together. So it's just it's a good time, man. Everybody gets involved in it. It's a family business. She loves wrestling. Probably more than I do right now. She has gotten very, very into wrestling here lately. The funniest thing that happened last night at IWA is Ricky Shane Page took on Kevin Giza. And I come out and I'm sitting at the merch table and I hear somebody yelling at Ricky in the crowd. I'm like, man, that sounds familiar. And I look over and it's my 4-year-old Shiloh giving Ricky Shane Page heat.
Good.
And I was like, man, what a kid. Yeah. Like, I was like,
I wish I had video of this. Dang.
I was
yeah.
Oh man, she's loud. I'm sure when that drops on IWTV, people will be able to hear her giving Ricky shit. And it was the funniest thing. And
it would have been great if she went smacked him.
We got to talking last night and I was like, would you like Dad to book Ricky on more shows? And she was like, no, I don't like him. So it's super funny, man. She's really into wrestling, and
that's good.
Alice Crowley is like her role model. She loves Alice with everything in her. She wants to be Alice. She walks around the house and plays Alice's music on her tablet and does Alice's little pose and everything, man. She wants to be Alice for Halloween, and so this is a family business, man. We're very much looking forward to giving people our brand and just getting it out there, man. Thank you again for having me on and letting me talk about this passion and this love.
Absolutely, anytime, JC. You know that you're my brand. You're my company. Yeah, death. We live for death. Come on,
Right.
I don't know why I never hit you up. I was like, we should. I got to get this guy back on. It's been quite a long time. Yeah.
Up until recently.
I know.
Up until recently, when it tore, I wore my Deathmatch Wrestle shirt like all the time.
Yeah.
And then it got a giant hole in the back of it from barbed wire, and had to retire it and put it in the
pile,
the shadow box pile of shirts for when we buy our house next year. I put them all in my office. So.
Yeah, I'll talk to you after this. Maybe I could get a train shirt. Maybe, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Throw a little something, right? I'm sure you could. Yeah, we got
right.
But
yeah,
JC,
thanks for having me on, man. I greatly appreciate it.
Just tell everybody about it, or get your tickets, or plug away. Whatever you want. Go ahead.
We travel to Connorsville, Indiana next Friday and Saturday for the Southern Sickness Cup. VIP is sold out. I have 12 second row seats left, which if you buy second row, you get to be a part of the stunt show deal. You get to watch that wildness. Those are $50. And then what some people I've heard call the best bargain they've ever gotten is general admission for both days is just $30. So $15 a day gets you into this tournament. And a lot of people were very shocked by the price of general admission. So we got a decent amount of those left. Yeah, man, we're full steam ahead in the next week. If anybody listening to this would like to sponsor a match, please hit us up. We're taking sponsors all the way until Tuesday. That way we have time to plug and nobody's left out. But so we are taking sponsors until Tuesday, and man, we're full steam ahead. It's going to be violence and craziness all weekend long. IWA is running right behind us on the 16th with the Vic Philpott Memorial Cup, Hybrid Cup. So you've got 3 days of wrestling if you're making a long trip. So it's definitely worth the drive. Trainwreck and IWA going to bring you some crazy violence the entire weekend.
You heard it here from him, JC, everyone. So get yourself tickets today, or I'll still have tickets, or get them. Go to the show, watch some blood, guts, and blood and guts. There you go. Let it all spill. Violence is thirsty. Everybody's ready for some violence. Thank you for coming on, JC.
Thanks,
JC,
man.
and that's it. Good night, everybody. I'll close this out. Oh, how do I do this shit? There you go.
You can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media: DeathmatchRussell.com, follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32, and on Facebook, Facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32. Find me on Podcast City Network at PodcastCity.net, Facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share, and on Twitter at PodcastCityNet. You can hear Deathmatch Russell podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.
Hey, wrestling fans, check out BootandHeel.com for all your independent wrestlers, apparel, and more. Also, check out Deathmatch Russell Podcast as well. www.BootandHeel.com. Let me hit the end button. I have to talk.